Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how I prepared to make this sakura snake keychain using shrink plastic. First, I'm placing the artwork on the canvas. Then I add a correction layer to lighten the colors. When the plastic shrinks, the colors will darken. Here I'm placing that image on a letter-sized canvas for printing. This is the plastic I'm going to be using. My printer can't print such a small size, so I'm cutting a sheet of photo paper to the size of the plastic to test print. Next, I tape this cut photo paper to another sheet of photo paper. I need to see if there will be any issues printing this way. To make sure my Cricut cuts properly, I align these registration marks to the corners. The important one is the top left corner. So I usually desaturate the registration marks so that they don't print, but in any case I didn't do that for this one, and you can see that the registration marks is actually off. The top left corner is not a square, it's like a half rectangle, which means I will have accuracy issues during the cut, which is okay. I try to adjust the placement on the mat to make up for it.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
It wasn't until afterwards that I noticed that the placement for the keychain hole was actually smaller than I thought. So I measured the diameter of the hole from my hole puncher and adjusted the file, fixing the outline for the cut as well. So the cut didn't go through all the way, and I go in with an X-Acto knife to try to cut it out. It wasn't until later that I realized the plastic was actually pretty easy to tear apart at the cuts, even though it didn't go all the way through. I'm not sure if it's because my mat isn't as sticky anymore, so there's areas that are cut deeper than other areas. So I still had to use my X-Acto knife to help me through with those not so deep areas. Now we're gonna finally start the shrinking process. This is a heat gun that I got that I have never used, and I was a little scared of using it. And I'll be using this acrylic board to help me flatten the keychain after it shrinks. So I didn't realize I forgot to hole punch it before shrinking, but it's all good. Luckily I have a mini hand drill. These are the drill bits and the hand drill. I'll be doing a little bit of resining here. These are the tools that I got from Daiso. This is resin from a couple years ago, so I wasn't sure how it was gonna work out, but it ended up being way too thick. I believe that's called like low viscosity, so it wasn't very, in lack of words, it wasn't very malleable. It was super stiff to move around. Anyway, while you guys are watching me do that, the next part of this series, well, it's not really a series, but the next part to this video is actually doing the crafting part. So there we will see how I make resin petals and finally assemble the keychain. After curing, the resin did have a nice shine. I didn't want to touch it yet because it wasn't completely set, so I'm gonna let it rest overnight. Here's a preview of the next video, and Thank you so much for watching to the end. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!